I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail heroic. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to sip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
You come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. You here to make war? We surrender. Falsehood, important things are giving you people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a sheepwork factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. That means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest. With a special pride never written before or since. Tall words proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Birdo Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Birdo Prey 5, Qapla, and welcome to Deep Space, Star Trek Enterprise Wednesday, for Wednesday, January 11th, 2023. Today we're watching Season 1, Episode 15, Shadows of Pajem. And this aired originally on February 6th, 2002. Welcome on the panel, Positive Candor, Qapla. Positive Candor did a damning live stream this morning with possible terrible news out of the Star Trek Picard series.
I mean, why can't, basically I said, why can't they just let it go right off, into the sunset after this season 3? Instead, they want to say, oh, but if it's great, which it should be, why can't we do a season 4? I mean, come on, let it go,
Mm. Yeah. So let the poor man live out the rest of his days in peace. John Araki was first in the chat. Qapla John Araki says, Uno, a nice relaxing nap stream. Richie Poole says, Qapla, Richie. Mike Richards says, greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike Richards. And he says, is this the episode with Peshawar, the famous Vulcan stand-up comedian? I don't know if it's Peshawar or not.
I know it has
I'm not aware of a famous Vulcan stand-up comedian.
Yeah, this has Vulcans in it. I remember.
There are Vulcans. There are Vulcans and there are Andorians.
Yeah, it has both of them in it.
And humans, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, and beagles.
And beagles. You got the whole quadfecta of the most intelligent species in the galaxy. Moxley fan says, hello, you all. Qapla, Moxley. Moxley says, Qapla Bird, hope you and your family are doing well today. And Moxley, obviously, I know you gave us the bad news the other day, the passing of your father. So I know your family is not doing well, but I hope they're doing okay. Yvette says, good evening, Bird, and everyone. Good evening to the lovely Yvette. Syphilis says, good morning, all. Qapla, Syphilis. Mr. Lundell's Groovy Movies says, Qapla, Mr. Lundell. And Moxley fan says he is doing fair, still mourning of his father. Understood, Moxley. And it's gonna it's gonna be a long road, Moxley. I've traveled it. It happens. It's gonna be a long run. But you will get from there to here. Yvette says she remembers and her thoughts are with you. Absolutely. Syphilis is sending vibes to Moxley. Awesome. John DeMarco says, greetings all. Greetings, John. And then I put the link to the panel. I will pin it. If anyone else would like to come up, you are welcome. Positive Candor says, hello all and still sick. Hello all, still sick. Oh, Positive, I'm sorry. That's right. You were noticeably sick on your stream. I hope you feel better.
Yeah, not totally, but still getting through whatever flu or whatever the hell was going around. It's basically what I got because they tested me for COVID and did not have that again, so that's good. But so whatever goes
something.
Yeah.
Jedi Bill says, Qapla, brother warrior. And yes, all hail Karoga. Thank you, Jedi Bill. And Jedi Bill put up a stream earlier today showing off the new house. It is in a beautiful section of Tucson, right up in the desert. Cacti abound. Also appear to have, was it a Joshua tree or some other trees? Beautiful, beautiful location. Mountains in the distance. And he says at night you can see all the stars and constellations. I was quite a bit jealous. Now, granted, I do know that that area comes with things like rattlesnakes, scorpions, and black widow spiders. So I'm not too jealous, but I am still jealous. Mike Richards' Bird of Prey. It was a joke written by David Gerald. Oh, okay. I missed it. And Syphilis says Patrick Stewart is like 200. They can't do season 4. Watch him, Syphilis. Watch him.
Yeah.
Remember,
that's a terrible feeling. They're just
subvert expectations. And what could subvert our expectations more than for Patrick Stewart to come back for yet another season?
Yeah. And then, of course, I mentioned that Section 31 is still out there for crying out loud.
Yeah, but it's not going to have Michelle Yao at this point.
Yeah,
she's too expensive now.
Yeah, and too busy.
Yeah.
If anything, it'll be
Bashir.
Yeah, Bashir is head of Section 31, or some.
Although to be honest, I think he's probably going to even be too expensive.
Yeah. It might even be some newbie. Who knows?
Yeah. And Syphilis reminds us that that's nothing compared to the Australian wildlife. Well, that is true. Australian wildlife is even more dangerous than Tucson wildlife. Anyway, guys, we're going to go watch in the screening room. If you're new here or whatever, you can watch this episode live with us. If you go to the address that's above the view screen, birdopray5.com/SR in a separate browser tab. If you have a mobile device, then you have to bring it up in a separate device. So you can leave YouTube open in one window and watch the episode in another. If you can't do that and you just want to watch through YouTube, you will get a screenshot every 10 seconds or so. So you have some idea where we are in the episode, and hopefully you've seen it before. If you're watching this later after the fact, you can stream the episode from Paramount Plus or whatever other streaming service might have it. Or if you have it on physical media, that's great too. Season 1, episode 15, The Shadows of Pajem. So we're going to go there. We're going to count down and we're going to get started. To the screening room. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let there be Star Trek. The Golden Gate. Vulcan's bitching about the loss of Pajem. Stop apologizing. You're weak. Of course, they were using it as a surveillance station. Six months and they destabilized an entire sector. Captain Gardner. Joint Fleet operations suspended. Maybe tell somebody who cares. Syphilis says this is a decent one if I remember correctly. I think you do. Anyone with Shran is a good one. And the opening credits, which I am purposely not singing so as to spare you guys an extra week of therapy. Syphilis says, what fleet? We have one ship. That is true. The fleet, the starship fleet consists of one Warp 5 vessel at this point. Well, Vulcans did help rescue in that one episode. Archer had to humble himself and ask for help. This was fine with me. John says the Enterprise was the fastest Earth ship, but there were other Starfleet ships. That's true. $3 billion. For a trip. The largest starship construction Yeah. Yards in the sector. Warp 7. Admiral Forrest, that can't be good. Or bad news. Should have let off with that. Oh, look at that. Zoom in. Right to the captain's quarters. Or whatever room that is. What do you want her to do? Cry? I mean, they do kind of have every right to do it. They are the Vulcan High Command. Mr. Lundell says, right then and there, they should have had sex. I don't know about that. Uh-oh. Nice to spoil the surprise there, Doc. He's a little full of himself, isn't he? I thought you'd want one last mission with your captain. And that's another kind of iffy thing to do, to fire back at an alien vessel with no idea who they are, why they're shooting at you, when you could have just presumably headed back up into space. Mr. Lundell says, curse you, Red Baron. Hashtag not my chancellor. The toy. Point it at yourself and see what happens. John DeMarco. So much for Vulcans can't lie. I guess that's why maybe we were supposed to find out she wasn't all Vulcan. Although I think, to be fair, Vulcans can't lie if they're following the true teachings of what's his face, which they're not doing yet. That was like the Disney police who told Mamo Prey, oh, it's almost certainly she's still alive, when Sisso Prey got lost as a kid in Disneyland at 3 years old. They didn't say it that way. They said, oh, it's been years. We've never had a murder here. No, it says, no, it's been years since our last kidnapping. And we haven't had a murder in 7 or 8 years. Something like that. That was to reassure Mamo Prey.
And then she said, well, you're going to have a murder in 2 seconds if I don't find her, right?
Mamo Prey says, we've never had a kidnapping. In fact, we didn't even have a murder until last year. That was what they legit told her. Disneyland in California. Yeah. It's quite an awkward way of tying people up. Hey,
I think it's
Tim,
time for
welcome.
some of that kissing Dax music there, Bird.
Yeah, it would be nice.
How you guys doing today?
Not too bad.
I just got
How
done
are
with
you?
work. Not too bad.
Just a
There you
heads
go.
up, your avatar is not working on YouTube if you care.
Let's see. How about now?
Still nothing. You got to change it back
All
if
right,
you want it
let's
fixed.
see. Try that first. Does the alien show up?
Yeah, the aliens shows up.
All right. How did I miss this episode?
Miss Lundell says this scene is just total pink.
The captain got a face full of tapao. I gotta say, those moves are pretty good. That first like standing kick was pretty sweet.
Miss Lundell says should have kissed her first. Hey, Orville Nation, Qapla PJ.
Well, Londell, you can't say she didn't have a reach around. And how are they supposed to eat that?
You make do. You have to.
Their hands are tied to their knees. Like, what is he supposed to do? We're going to find out. Roll over and lap it up like a dog. Looks like cement.
I mean, they're barely several hours into a kidnapping. I don't think the first meal is going to be that big a deal.
Yeah. Well, that, how do you know it's not drugged? I mean, seriously. I'd I'd rather eat the sand on the ground, man.
I would think even a Vulcan could figure out the logic.
Yeah.
One ship left the ship, and now the commander is not available. Wonder where he is. Syphilis says it took him 9 minutes to notice the shuttlepod. Apparently 9 minutes to react, at least. A convenient 9 minutes for the plot.
At this rate, the whole crew will be hostages.
Wow, wouldn't it be nice if you had this magic device on your ship that could just beam people off a planet
Yeah,
out of a bad situation?
yeah, that'd be great. I
I mean,
wonder when they're gonna
especially if
develop
you've got
that.
a blinking device on them that is surely giving some type of location details.
That's when he unties you. That'll take 20 minutes.
Also very convenient, these people look like humans. At least in the face.
Enter the Vulcan Gestapo squad. Stun them all. I miss the days when you could set your phaser to wide angle stun and stun like 20 people in one shot.
In fairness, that might not have been invented yet.
Probably not, but still it'd be, be cool.
We have seen the transporter work.
Yes, we have seen that. Stay down because paper thin walls.
Mr. Lindell says they're using corrugated metal for a wall. These aliens can't be that tough.
Wow, pacifism. What a concept.
I mean, surely the Vulcan ship will have better medical facilities with the ball.
But you have Dr. Phlox. Yeah, listen away, Yoon. I mean, yeah, that guy.
John DeMarco says Surak would be so ashamed in an unemotional Vulcan way.
I express my logical disappointment.
Miss Lindell says Vulcans are assholes. Would you really want one of their doctors to come within 10 feet of you? If I was a Vulcan amongst humans, I might. Syphilis asks, what's courage? Sounds like an emotion. Block sounds like a good liar.
Ready for duty, Sub Commander?
I remember being tied to you.
I remember your magic mountains in my face earlier.
Feel free to disrobe. I'm a doctor. It's okay.
Yeah, I bet you made a quite an impression on her chest.
I'm disappointed there was no Porthos in this episode.
There was no what in this episode?
Porthos.
Oh, Porthos.
It was a good episode. I enjoyed it. Mike Richards puts in the sassy emoji. That's as close to Porthos as we're going to get for today. Yvette says, thank you, Bird. You're welcome, Yvette.
Oh, and for Yvette, booty. There was a little of that today.
So next week is, oh God. Next week is Shuttlepod 1.
Oh, so Darren's favorite episode.
Is they not? I would say it's probably certainly in the bottom 50% of Enterprise episodes.
Oh God, what was that one about again?
Basically, Trip and Reed are in a shuttle pod.
Yeah, they get stuck in the shuttle.
Oh, they got stuck in what, the comet or something?
And then they decide to they light a candle or something at one point, or they do something absolutely ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
While they have a little bit of oxygen left.
Like, well, you know what? It's about pride. You know, asking for help. That kind of thing, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Sizzler says, did you know all the dogs that played Porthos were female, even though Porthos was male? Yeah, they didn't want to offend anybody by having a dog with a doggy package.
And that seems to happen a lot in
a lot of animals are played by female animals.
Well, Lassie, I think, was a male dog.
Was Lassie a male dog?
I think it was.
Well, is Lassie a male or
no? Lassie's supposed to be
Lassie's a
female.
girl. Yeah, coming a girl. Okay.
If I remember correctly, I think I remember reading that they actually used a male dog.
Oh my!
Collie. Yeah,
that would be weird.
Yeah.
I heard Flipper was played by a girl dolphin. I don't know. I'm just making that up. John DeMarco says
Lassie was female, Wendell. You sure?
Next week on Enterprise, Bird sleeps through Shuttlepod 1. You know, John, there's a 50% chance I'd say you're right. Yeah, Syphilis says Chip and Reed take Enterprise, got destroyed. They fly off and almost die. Syphilis thought it was more LGBTQ activism. 47 New York Times says, hello, young sir. I'm really late. Qapla 47.
Women actors work cheaper, hence female dogs work at a cut rate. Yeah, it's one milk bone instead of two.
Mike Richards says, because female dogs don't piddle all over the landscape. I don't know about that. But that's certainly not how sassy works. Mr. Liddell says, a half a milk bone, actually.
Half.
And Syphilis blames more Hollywood whitewashing. Anyway. Positive Gander, anything you want to say about the episode or anything?
Yeah, it's a okay. This was an okay episode. And yeah, next week's will be not the greatest in the world, obviously. And
not the worst, but
yeah, not the worst. And I think unfortunately for Enterprise, it never really got its footing until probably season 4 when it was too late to obviously carry on.
I think there's definitely some scenes in here worthy of the Kissing Dax music.
Yeah. Anytime they did the lubing up decon stuff, yeah.
I mean, in this episode,
Yeah.
specifically.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, this was the start of. Yeah, it never really gained that much ground for a series, and then once they did the temporal Cold War with season 3, at least then they changed up stuff. But by then I think it was too
I
late.
thought the Temporal Cold War was season 2. I thought season 3 was the Zindi War.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Yes, season 3 was in the war. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Temporal Cold War kind of spanned through all the seasons.
Yeah, the Zindi War is what I meant in season 3.
Okay.
And then that's when they countrify the opening song too, and starting with season 3. But then it was too little, too late, and the writing was pretty much on the wall.
Celeste says this was a good episode. Doesn't think there are any bad Shran or Andorian episodes.
No,
and yes, Syphilis Travis was Mayweather was in it. He was you saw him.
Yeah,
you saw him for a split second.
Yeah, I don't know if he had any lines.
Him and Hoshi did have one line each.
Yeah, they had that scene where Hoshi scrambled the communications while they're talking to the Vulcans.
Yeah, she's like, "Yeah, we got ships coming and going."
Yep. Yeah, that was it for them. So yeah, I mean.
It's not like they miniaturized him and put him on the back of a poster or anything. Like certain other guys.
I did wonder, if they took it from TOS exactly, or is it just coincidence that obviously the captain's the captain, the science officer is also the second in command, and then the next person in command from TOS would be Scotty. So it's Tucker on Enterprise. Yeah. But there's no definitive reason it would have to be the engineer in charge.
No, I think they purposely did it with the triumvirate kind of a deal. Mm-hmm. With just the main 3, because everybody else is definitely second tier characters in this. Archer, Chirp, and
Tucker needs to stop, yelling over the comms though.
Because Reed is almost never used. Hoshi is almost never used, and Mayweather. Yeah, I mean the Doctor is probably number 4 out of all those. So again, similar to the original Star Trek, TOS. You had the Doctor kind of in for comic relief in a way.
Mayweather is actually an interesting character too. That's the thing that really kind of bothers me a little bit, because his background being a freighter jockey, and his family freighters, that could have played into a lot of.
Yeah, they never really explore the minor characters that much, here and there in certain episodes. Like the shuttlepod one, at least it's Tucker and Reed, mainly, So they get their time here and there, and then Hoshi, obviously, in the Mirror Darkly episode, obviously, is obviously the main baddie.
Well, she's the Empress.
Spoilers, in case you did.
She can be my Imperial Empress.
Syphilis says he would have thought Reed would be third in command. I mean, there's certainly an argument to be made, but I just think they rather
he never gets the screen. Yeah, he never gets the screen time for it
as an actor. Yeah, I don't think he was the strongest person, but yeah, I mean, on a real ship, I would think it would be security over, because the chief engineer, frankly, should be too busy to be in command.
Yeah.
Tucker outranks him and jokes he's going to write him up. That's fair enough, too.
Yeah, because he's a commander, right? Tucker versus Reed just being a lieutenant.
Miss Lindell says it goes strictly by rank.
Yeah, it pretty much does. I mean, you got, obviously Captain Archer, Commander T'Pol, Commander Tucker.
It also makes a little bit more sense with Tucker because Tucker and Archer helped develop the ship in the first place. So Tucker would be the next guy to know all the ins and outs of the ship and probably be the best person to command it too.
Look, even in that picture, Reed is all the way in the back. He's even behind Mayweather and Ocean. He's like, it was a last minute.
It's a little crowded on that side of the picture too. I mean, there's a big old open spot, between Phlox and Archer there. We should put your head right there. Just move it up a little bit,
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't want to be like I'm ready to kiss Archer or something. Turn my head around and be looking at T'Pol.
Yeah.
Put Porthos's head up there between them.
Yeah, I mean, this is the show that basically both launched and killed the network, basically, right? Because UPN basically died from this because of this, right?
I don't know.
Because of this? I thought it was just because they didn't have good shows in general.
Well, I mean, technically, Voyager started UPN.
I mean, trying to find their channel too was a pain in the ass, or at least in my area. It was like some weird side channel. I don't remember exactly where it was on the cable channel setup. It was weird. It was really weird.
And that, of course, now it's it's called CW, is what it's called now. But yeah, back then it was UPN. Now it's called the CW. So that shows you how bad it went, basically.
Well, anyway, Tim, anything you want to say?
Oh, aside from, I think Tucker needs to calm down a little bit when he's on the talking on the on the subspace frequencies there. A little hollery to me, He's like he likes yelling at people, yelling at the Vulcans, yelling at the guys holding his captain. He's yelling at everybody. A southern accent doesn't help. Makes him sound pretty damn hostile. I don't think he'd be a good diplomat, personally. But
I don't think he's going for the diplomat look. So that's fine. Miss Lindell says UPN was strictly UHF, so a stiff wind and you lost signal.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
Maybe that was true wherever he was, but here in the New York area, it was a VHF channel. It was channel 9. Not one of the major networks, but certainly on the VHF dial.
I think in my area we still had a little bit of both. Well, until the Obama administration said everything had to go digital. After that, I don't know what happened to the UHF channels, but I know. Well, I was living in my apartment and I didn't have cable yet, so didn't want to pay for it. And for me to watch TV, I was going to have to get one of them digital rabbit ears, just to start getting the TV signal anymore. It was kind of stupid. And all I ever watched was Fox back then. Then I got now I'm in my trailer. It came with cable, so I'm like, woohoo! Don't have to worry about it now. It was right after I bought the digital rabbit ear box thing. I was like, then moved over here, and I'm like, Oh shit, I don't need that no more. Well, damn it. I took it back. Got my refund. LDG's not the only guy who gets refunds.
Says those rabbit ears used to be in every Australian household. Yeah, back in the day, we would say a lot of TVs had the rabbit ears.
I'm listening to you.
Yes, I'm afraid.
And I'm going through all the channels or networks.
Uh-huh.
Like 2 was CBS.
2 was CBS, 4 was NBC, 5 was Fox.
Fox, thank you. That's what
I'm afraid I didn't remember what 5 was.
7, ABC.
7 was ABC. This is in New York City.
9 was WL.
Right, which became UPN.
11 was Pix.
WPIX, which became
Wow,
the
we have a lot of
CW11.
channels. We had
And
like 3 or
13
4.
was PBS, yeah.
We had like 3 or
And
4.
13 was PBS.
PBS.
PBS, public
Yeah.
broadcasting system.
So our UHF channels were
Remember Fox. I'm not-
19, which was ABC. Channel 8 was CBS. We had 2 channels in the area for NBC, and that was, I think it was Channel 10 and Channel 13. Channel 10 was Rochester, Minnesota. We could pick it up, and it was the same thing as Channel 13, which was that was our lacrosse channel. Then we had 31, which was PBS. And for UHF, that's it. That's all I remember. I don't know what UPN did for UHF here, if they even did anything. I just know it was on an obscure cable channel that was hard to find.
Qapla Galinda says hi all. And we had channel 13 for PBS too. Yep. That was a popular channel for PBS. I mean, in New York, we were kind of spoiled by the number of TV channels.
I was just 31.
Especially on the VHF dial. For all practical purposes, I mean, I never went to UHF channels in the city. The only time I used UHF when we were up in the Adirondacks country house in Caroga. I do know there were some Spanish channels on UHF and like some home shopping. That was about it. Galinda was heavily influenced by public television as a kid. That's where he watched Monty Python's Flying Circus and Doctor Who. Channel 13, I remember watching, what was it? Sesame Street and The Joy of Painting.
Reading Rainbow, Sesame Street, Electric Company. My mom hated that. She swears up and down that she banned me from watching Electric Company. I'm like, I'm sitting here like, why? What was wrong with the Electric Company? It was like another Sesame Street type show. It was basically all it was teaching kids how to say words, wordplay, sentence structure, stuff like that. And it had Morgan Freeman and Bill Cosby on there. It had a lot of fame. Like now, some now are famous actors, but. It was like it's one of the things they started out as way back in the day. And they had a lot of skits, and it was one of the first things I ever saw Spider-Man on. They had like Spider-Man fighting like silly like library villains, like the Bookworm or something stupid like that, and I mean it was really not very offensive. So I'm sitting here like, Mom, are you sure that it was Electric Company that you banned me from? I'm like, because I know you banned me from You Can't Do That on Television. Because that show was a little controversial at the time. But like, are you sure it was electric company? She's like, I hated that kind of stuff. Are you sure? So I went back and I watched an episode. You can actually find the episode, some of the episodes on YouTube. And I looked at it, I'm like, okay, there's only one thing that would make me think that my mom would not want me to watch the show. And it was the intro. Because I remember I used to do that. And the intro started out with, "Hey, you guys." And then they had the jingle, the electric company, So I would do the "Hey, you guys" a lot. So that might have drove my mom nuts. And then that might have made her ban me from watching the show.
I could understand that.
That would make a little sense. But as far as the show went, I'm like, there's nothing wrong with the show. I don't get it.
Mr. Lundell says Bob Ross and his magic paintings. You can't buy a Bob Ross painting because he, for whatever reason, he never sold them. And all the Bob Ross paintings are in storage. His family hasn't sold any of them.
Yeah, the family, from what I understand, his family is very, very enclosed. Like one of the YouTubers, It's a Gundam, he was calling himself the Bob Ross of Gunpla because he makes Gundams on his other channel, and they sent him a cease and desist letter to stop using Bob Ross in his in his YouTube videos. And I'm like, wow, so they're really tight, and they're really tough. So it's like,
they are. And I mean, could you just imagine how much a Bob Ross painting would go for these days? And what are they waiting for? If they wait longer, all the people who remember Bob Ross is going to be dead.
Yeah.
Then it's not going to be worth shit.
Yeah, right.
I mean, if it had been out for the last 10 years, all the people who grew up on Bob Ross are, coming into their own money. Like, yeah, I love a Bob Ross painting. Everybody would. It would be going through the roof.
Definitely see a lot of merch for him, though. That's for sure.
Bob Ross sold painting kits. Well, that's not. I'm sure he did, but I'm talking about people would be in bidding wars for Bob Ross.
His art, his actual art. It's funny too, though. Like I said, the thing about It's a Gundam, it's kind of funny because they still like sell his likeness quite often. You can get Bob Ross Chia pets. There's like keychains. There's like little funny magnets, and there's all sorts of stuff with Bob Ross's face on it and stuff. So you can't tell me
they
not
license
making money
it,
off
obviously.
Yeah, they're definitely licensing his shit. But I mean, they have
comparatively, his art is shit. I don't anger me. Bob Ross is one of the top 5 greatest painters this planet has ever known. If you ever painted the Mona Lisa, there's Bob Ross, there's Picasso, and I don't know, 2 other random spots.
I'd say Monet.
Yeah, Monet.
Monet is another good one.
Yeah, he painted some good.
Even Da Vinci was a painter.
Did Da Vinci do the Mona Lisa?
I don't think he
and
did.
Da Vinci.
Did he do the Mona Lisa?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Somebody famous did the Mona Lisa. Alexa, who painted the Mona Lisa? Yeah, it was Da Vinci.
It was Da Vinci. Okay,
yeah.
All right. There's my shit history.
I just name all the Ninja Turtles: Donatello, Raphael.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's true. They were named after artists. Michelangelo.
Yeah, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, Leonardo, and Bob Ross.
Van Gogh.
Galinda says, "Oh, thank God, my Alexa is set to respond to the other word, or she'd be yelling at me." Yes, Renaissance artist. I get it.
Van Gogh is another amazing artist.
That's true, Van Gogh.
Lot of pain in that man, though. Oh my God, a lot of pain.
This is Bob Ross taught the turtles to take out his mortal enemy. And it always amazed me. Bob Ross was a Marine. I can't imagine Bob Ross going through like boot camp and Marine and shooting rifles and taking headshots and stuff and being taught to be like this bloodthirsty killer in the battlefield. And then he gets home and he's like, let's paint happy trees with their happy leaves. Yeah, just, oh, maybe this tree needs a friend over here. Oh, and some clouds. Oh, let's just put all the clouds in the sky. It's a very cloudy day. Oh, and the water. It amazes me. It amazes me. Galinda says, I love Van Gogh. I have a diamond dot of Starry Night. I haven't started yet. I don't know what a diamond dot is, but sounds interesting. Miss Liddell says, a non-stressed white guy with an afro. Says, the whole painting turns out to be a happy accident. Yeah. Bob Ross?
Is he in Vietnam now?
I think he was. Certainly seemed like he would be Vietnam era.
That could explain, yeah.
The afro. Galinda says it's a paint by numbers with little plastic gems. But anyway, guys, I got to get going. Got some physical therapy coming up in a bit. And a little later, I'll be headed over to the underground at freethenet.org/underground. And yeah, we'll see you later. Any last things you guys want to say before we go?
I'll be in the underground as well, torturing LDG with funny clips and stuff that he hates. That'll be fun.
Positive? Any last? Okay.
Tomorrow.
What'd you say? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'll do a stream on the top TV shows of all time.
Top TV shows of all time. Do you know what time tomorrow?
I don't know, 10 or so, 10, 11.
10 a.m. Eastern, Central?
Yeah, 10 a.m. Eastern, between 10 a.m. and 11, I guess, the latest.
Between 10 and 11 a.m. Eastern. Look out for Positive Candor to stream the best TV shows of all time. Qapla All, Bird, and Panel out.